The newest version of the evolution tree with every new Gala Pokemon on it is now available for pre-order. Thank you to those of you supporting the channel by checking out the merch store, and those of you, of course, supporting me on Patreon, including the big Patreon, the Nerd Therapist. Thank you. Hello, Pokemon Master! My name is Burky and thank you for clicking on this video. It is nearly time for Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield. Next week, to celebrate the release of these games, they're what, like next week coming out? The 14th could not get here sooner. And by the way, yes, I said the 14th because I will be streaming at 2 PM GMT, that's UK time, on the 14th, which is when it's available in Australia, and so that's when I'll have access to it. I'll be streaming it all over on Twitch. So please come along, join me on my first journey. But in the run-up to that, I will be doing a new video every single day, all week, all Gala related. It is Gala Week. And with each and every one of these videos, including this one, if you leave a like and a comment on the video, you have a chance to win a copy of the game, as well as a Nintendo Switch, the limited edition Switch-like Sword and Shield version. So someone's gonna win that. I will announce that winner after Sword and Shield comes out. And yep, it's nearly time. I'm excited. And so this is kind of the last chance for me to look at everything we've seen so far, and I'm filming this video a little bit ahead of time, so there's a good chance there might have been another trailer or another reveal, so I'm so sorry if any of these are outdated, but fingers crossed they won't be. I'm trying for slightly more obscure things. These are my 10 predictions for Pokemon Sword and Shield, things I think we will see, things I think we will get to play. I would love to hear, of course, your predictions in the comments, and I guess with that, let's just jump into it. Burkeeper Toby mimicked from Philip DeFranco. So, number one, first thing on the list, the northmost town of Gala is undoubtedly a battle frontier. I've been thinking this pretty much since we've seen the map. You know that town right up in the north of the Gala region? The town that is so clearly based off of ye old London town. Well, this town has a lot of what would look like to me to be areas that you can battle in. There's the big Spire Tower in the middle, there's the big Wembley Arena type area. There looks to be what seems to be something inspired by the London Eye. There are so many different little areas in here that could easily be battle arenas, stadiums, gyms, or battle frontier facilities. This isn't like Pokemon Leagues where there's usually a victory road and then one big building at the end. This has lots of buildings at the end. To me, that screams Battle Frontier. On top of that, in all of the trailers I've seen so far, we have seen screenshots of every other part of the Gala region. We've seen the mystical Glimwood Tangle industrial cities, the starting area, and areas like the Pokemon Wilds. The one area we have not seen is this northmost town, most likely because it is not a fundamental part of the story, but rather the post-game area. Number two, kind of tying into this is a prediction. It is incredibly speculative, but number two, kind of harking back to an old theory of mine, that London area is some variant of Rhyme City from Detective Pikachu. First of all, I don't know if you've ever seen the map of Rhyme City. It appeared in an art book, and it kind of appears in the film a few times over, so you get a sense of what it looks like. You just rotate it a little. To me, at least, it looks a little bit like Rhyme City. On top of that, Rhyme City, a lot of the locations were filmed in London, which is what this town is based off of. Detective Pikachu came out the exact same year as this game. And Detective Pikachu the movie had Gigantamaxing Torterra. Well, it had big Torterras. I don't know whether it had Gigantamax Pokemon. Oh, by the way, I'm going to show you something. I bought this beautifully hideous monstrosity at Comic-Con the other day. It's a Gigantamax Pikachu. It's actually just an old school Pikachu, but because of that, it's very fat. He's a Pikachonk. I love him. Look how scared and sad he looks. That said, Gigantamaxing aside, there are a lot of parallels here. Just like a basketball. It just goes like a basketball. Oh, Pikachonk. Anyway, right, back to it. Number three, while we will absolutely see a lack of legendary Pokemon, specifically, we are not going to see the Ultra Beasts in these games at all. There is no way, no world where they will be part of the national decks. The Ultra Beasts, including Solgaleo, Lunala, and Necrozma, these were all key figures of the Alolan adventure, and while it's been confirmed some legendary Pokemon will return, like we know that Mew is, for example, these Pokemon, this was their chance in the spotlight. This was their time. And for example, the legendary Swords of Justice, which despite the fact they would have felt very fitting in the Kalos region, didn't really appear there because their region was the region before it, Unova. They tend to not immediately carry over the legendaries to the next game, and specifically the Ultra Beasts won't be involved, because while with the next games, they might do what they did with Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, where they just threw loads of legendaries at it through portals, or actually they did the same thing with Ultra Wormholes in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Ultra Beasts would fit so cozily as catchable Pokemon in the post-game of the Diamond and Pearl remakes, which are probably going to happen next year. In the exact same the Ultra Ride Wormholes works in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, you can imagine being at the top of Spear Pillar and seeing portals, much like in Platinum with Dialga and Palkia, but this time with Ultra Beasts. For me, that is a no-brainer, and that means that Galar will have no Ultra Beasts in it. Do not expect them to be in the competitive meta, because it won't happen. Number 4, there will absolutely be things that will be unlockable in the game that will not be unlocked until Pokemon Home is out. Pokemon Sun and Moon kind of saw this. There was a little event where someone said that they needed to see a Sun Pokemon beginning with Sol and a Moon Pokemon beginning with Loon, and you would take your Solgaleo and Lunala and they'd be like, these aren't the Pokemon. But you take them a Solrock and a Lunatone that aren't natively available in Sun and Moon, and suddenly it unlocks a little event in the game. It's a cool little moment, and it seems reasonable to me that based off of that and the things that the game rewards you with for that compatibility, there will absolutely be Pokemon Home compatibility. In fact, another one that happened in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, if you use Pokemon Bank to transfer up a Pokemon that came originally from the Hoenn region in Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, you would get like a special thing for your secret base. Number 5, recurring characters from Sinnoh and Johto. I've already mentioned the idea of Sinnoh remakes. The other remakes that are possible that I kind of hope don't happen, as much as I love the region, are the Let's Go Johto games. Let's face it, if they're gonna remake anything, Sinnoh and Johto are the 2 most likely candidates. So with that in mind, something they might do just to sprinkle a little bit of foreshadowing, one of the things they might do is put those characters in the game. A big one that's super likely though, of course, is Looker. Looker is almost definitely going to be in these games. He has been in every single generation since Platinum, and we're pretty close to going full circle, which reminds me, number 6, other Sinnoh and Johto setup, and I fully expect it to be Sinnoh setup. In Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, there was references to the Lake of Rage, because the remake games around those time were gonna be Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver. In X and Y, for example, we got Mega Blaziken, so we kind of knew that the next games had to have Mega Swampert and Mega Sceptile, and now we're seeing Gigantamax Pokemon, for example. If again, Detective Pikachu, a Gigantamax Torterra, or even a Gigantamax Empoleon or Infernape show up, I think we'll know what to expect for the next remake games. On top of that, when you look at the available Pokemon in Galar, there are not many Sinnoh native Pokemon that are in this Pokedex. I mean, there's some, but in my opinion, not a lot confirmed so far. That tells me, Sinnoh, you're up next. And just look out for other characters making interesting comments about the Sinnoh region. Number 7, this is why I'm doing this before Galar Week and I am risking a confirmation already being a thing. Rapidash's evolution will be a Pegasus. This is just something we wanted in the Pokemon franchise for a long time, and I don't see how, when you have Ponyta, which is the unicorn Pokemon, the unicorn Pokemon, and it's a psychic type, and there's that cool little Pokedex entry that I'm going to explore more in the future that says that Ponyta has been known to be able to jump over the Eiffel Tower. Yeah, okay. If it had wings, if it could use its psychic powers to levitate or lift its body, the idea of a flying psychic Rapidash or a fairy psychic Rapidash, I think isn't totally unreasonable and would jazz the Pokemon up even further. So Rapidash, you're gonna be a Pegasus. And on a similar kind of note to this, number, where are we at, 8? Number 8, we're gonna get Gigantamax, Blastoise, and Venusaur. I get it, you didn't want to see more Kanto Gigantamax mons. I mean, after all, Pikachu is taking up enough space, look how sad he is. But while yes, they always give preference to Charizard because it is just factually one of the most popular Pokemon out there, it is a significant part of the show and games and trading card games history. Charizard did, of course, get 2 Mega Evolutions. Blastoise and Venusaur still got theirs. And I just don't see a world where Charizard gets a Gigantamax form and Blastoise and Venusaur don't. Unless they're using Gigantamax Charizard to hint towards Kanto remakes. Oh, I hope not. I'm sure they're not. They just did one. Number 9 and number 10 are both about the wild area. Starting with number 9, if there's going to be a roaming legendary like Raikou, Entei, Suicune, or Moltres, Zapdos, Articuno, if they're gonna have roaming Pokemon, I think it would be cool to have them roaming in the wilds. The idea of walking around the Pokemon wilds and seeing an incredibly rare Pokemon, like 1 in 1,000 chance, that's going to be the thing that pops up, but it's not shiny. It pops up and then it moves really, really fast and you've got to chase it around. Maybe you've got to get on your Rotom bicycle just to keep up with it or something like that. I think that will be a really cool way of implementing roaming legendaries, is having them in the wild area. I guess that one's more of a hope than a prediction, but fingers crossed. And number 10, this one absolutely is a prediction. This is my last one. There's going to be a Gigantamax or Dynamax legendary battle, whether that's max raid or whether that's just part of the story. Team Yell honestly don't seem that malicious yet. Chairman Rose definitely seems kind of dodge. And given that his main player, his pro guy, is Leon, supposedly a character who has never lost, and that person's main Pokemon is a Charizard, which we know has the Gigantamax form, seems obvious to me that Chairman Rose knows the power of Gigantamax Pokemon. What if he could equip himself or his star player with a legendary Gigantamax Pokemon? I feel like that's going to be a pretty obvious plot point that they're going to hit upon, and so that is my prediction for the story. Of course, you will have to find out yourself with your own copy of Pokemon Sword or Shield on your Nintendo Switch Lite that hopefully you win. The way you're going to get it is just leaving a like, leaving a comment. Any of my videos titled Sword and Shield. Next week is Gala Week, so there is going to be a new video every single day. And then of course I'm going to be streaming it live on Twitch from 2 p.m. GMT, that's UK time, over on twitch.tv/BuskkeeperToby. You can find the link in the description and follow there. I will be streaming the game as it's out. I hope many of you play it alongside me. We are so close to the release now, and I am so very excited. Also, please be sure to check out my new Evolution Tree Pokemon. All of the new Gala Pokemon are going to be on there. This is just a prototype image showing off, you know, what you should expect the tree to be like. Actually, since this image, there's already been like more work done. Check out all the Ultra Beasts. So please get in your pre-orders now. First 500 orders get the special limited first edition version. Anyway, thank you for watching, and of course, soar high, Pokemon Masters.
This is Ash Ketchum. You just watched a video by Birdkeeper Toby. That makes you a Pokemon Master.